Gravity is no respecter of person. Gravity does not care how rich you are, how poor you are, doesn't care what country you live in, doesn't care your race, your ethnicity, does not care how intelligent you are, nor does gravity care about your past accomplishments. It really doesn't. If you come to a cliff that's perhaps 100 meters down, drop, and if you step off that cliff, you're likely gonna fall, probably die. At best, if you survive, you're gonna be very broken, right? So gravity doesn't care who you are. It does its thing. It does what it does, right? Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton, all these ideas of describing gravity, but it does what it does. It doesn't care what you think about it. Step off a cliff, you're gonna fall. You get the idea. The thing is, there's certain people in life that have this uniqueness concept of themselves, that they're different, they're special. And while they may acknowledge that there is some truth or the truth of things, if they're willing to admit to a truth, sometimes they do not, they distort it. But even if they acknowledge the truth, they have this belief that somehow they are special. This truth does not apply to me. It doesn't apply to me. Whether somebody needs to change something or they're lacking an insight as to their behaviors and what's going on in their life, right? So an example would be an individual comes to a cliff. It's a 100-meter drop straight down, and perhaps kind of like if they're at the Grand Canyon or something, right? On the other side of this cliff is this nice, beautiful park. People appear to be enjoying themselves, having picnics, maybe they're barbecuing. It looks like a nice place to be, in other words, right? And this individual has always wanted to go to that park. The thing is, how do I get there? Or how do they get there, right? So here they are. Here's this cliff. It's 100 meters down, right? Well, you know what? I think I'm going to step off the cliff. The person imagines I'm going to step off. I'm just going to magically, maybe Superman it, right? Fly over there or just walk across this gravity thing. Yeah, Sir Isaac Newton, I had that apple falling on his head. Even my neighbor one time told me about the time he fell off the ladder, right? When he was trimming the trees. And how he fell down and broke his leg, right? But yeah, that's those guys. Those guys. For me, it'll be different. So sure enough, this person steps off the cliff because they want to get to the other side to that nice, beautiful places, that park. Of course, they fall down, right? Fall down. Then the gravity don't care what he thinks. So this person falls down, all busted up. So let's just say the person survives, right? At best, they got some broken bones, broken legs, etc. They have to do physical therapy, perhaps after some surgeries, reconstructive surgeries, and eventually, perhaps a year later, the person is ambulatory again. They can walk, maybe using some braces, perhaps, maybe not. So this person comes back to the same cliff, looking at that beautiful park they'd like to get to. And at this point, it's been more than a year, so they've kind of forgotten about all the pain. That pain, initially in the beginning, perhaps it was more salient. Maybe they were considering this idea about gravity. But it's been more than a year. As with a lot of people, they can forget about pain. So they start playing the game again about this idea of what they think about gravity. It's not going to apply to me, right? So sure enough, this person steps off again. They want to get to the park. No, they don't fly like Superman. They don't levitate across. They fall down again. Pretty much this time, they're almost dead, barely survive. And it's almost maybe 2 years later, they're all healed up finally. And they're getting around, but they're just not the same anymore. They come to the same cliff again. And there's that beautiful park. Everybody seems to be having a great day. I'd love to be there. But finally, this person does something different this time. They start considering, maybe Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton, and heck, even my neighbor, when he told me about the time he fell off the ladder, right, and got hurt. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's something about that. This person also notices over to the right, the peripheral vision, there's been a bridge. All along it's been there, the bridge, right? And they notice people are just walking across this bridge and safely getting to the other side, to this beautiful park where everybody's enjoying themselves. So the person does something different this time. They choose to acknowledge this truth about gravity. It doesn't care who you are, it does its thing. But not only that, based on what they know about the truth of gravity, they make a decision to do something different. And they finally take this bridge and they finally get to the other side where all the people are enjoying themselves, right? So the bridge represents making decisions. It's based on truth. It has a foundation. It'll hold you up. It is sturdy. It'll get you where you want to be. Taking the bridge represents insight. Because merely stepping off a cliff, not wanting to see the bridge, although you might speak to the acknowledging some of the truth, is a lack of insight. You cannot be impressed with what you know in your awareness. It's not enough. You can get hurt, continue to not change, etc. So it's not enough to merely have an opinion of yourself and what you think, maybe dismissing the truth. You're not that special. Nobody is. You're not that unique when it comes to certain things that are just the truth, like gravity. Gravity doesn't give a shit what you think.